Hi, so I recently put up a video about a life update and I mentioned that I was going to be on Channel 4 to raise awareness about orthorexia. It's going to be on a programme called How to Lose Weight Well. It'll be on Channel 4 at 8 p.m. Fingers crossed it'll go well. And they're also going to be posting the programme on 4OD, which is like the on-demand service on the internet. So I'll be leaving a link after the show finishes about 9 to 10 p.m. under the description box in this video where you can find it if you don't have access to live TV or you wanted to watch it later on. I couldn't stress enough on the day and in every email and phone call, I think I really annoyed them, that it was really important for me for it to be an educated piece and to raise as much awareness about the condition as possible, because there wasn't a lot of awareness about it in the mass media, and that's the whole reason why I went on the show. In the first place, of that opportunity, I thought I would film a video to kind of talk about my experience a bit more. The last time I filmed it was in August 2014, so it was more like over a year and a half ago. So I thought it'd be quite good to kind of give a summary of my experience, how I've been since, and also kind of what orthorexia is, because it isn't really known. And if there's anybody that you think could relate to it or is suffering from it or going through it at the moment, then to kind of direct them either to this video, more official pages about the condition, or to talk to their doctors. Orthorexia isn't actually a clinical condition, it's not been diagnosed as one yet, but they have similar traits of things that are typically aligned with eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. It was a term coined in 1996 by a doctor called, I think it's called Stephen Bateman, and it was just to describe somebody that had a fixation or an obsession with healthy eating and with clean eating. It's very hard to diagnose because the foundations of it is something that you wouldn't think would be a problem. It's very hard to distinguish, I guess, between someone that is genuinely just kind of taking an active interest in improving their health, and then when that interest kind of gets out of control, where it starts to affect them more emotionally, physically than intended. With mental conditions and disorders, whether that's an eating disorder or depression or anything else that affects your mental state of mind, that's exactly the same thing. You are still suffering, but it's just because it's not a physical suffering that somebody could see to the naked eye, it does not mean that it's not affecting you. As you would go to a hospital for a broken leg and to seek professional help, it does not mean that you can't do the same thing for a mental disorder. It shouldn't be shunned upon, or it shouldn't be just kept hush-hush or like taboo, because it's real life, it affects people's lives and people should know about it. In terms of my personal experience, it started back up, I think on the last year of university. It really started off very innocently. I just wanted to eat a bit more healthier. As I was filming YouTube videos at the time, a lot of people in real life and also on my videos were commenting about how, oh, I looked better, I lost weight, and you know, asking how did you do it, what were your tips, can you show me exercise tips and what you ate and so on. So back then I was like, yeah, of course, I feel great, so I'd love to film a video about it. And then that kind of sparked off an interest into finding out more about food. I've always been interested in food and stuff as well, but just not so much healthy food. If I was going to film a video about, you know, healthy eating and exercise, I really wanted to be clued up on the subject as much as I can. So kind of just kept going on like that for a little while. I kept losing weight, but I wasn't doing anything drastic. I was just eating a lot more healthy, a lot more balanced, and I did more exercise into my daily routine. The more I researched, the more I suddenly became fixated on the type of food there was out there. 2 years ago, that was when everyone was really obsessed with clean eating and superfoods and things like that, and I started really like putting a lot more media attention into certain groups of food and certain exercises. As I was researching these kind of things and reading up these articles, I would also follow a lot more like nutritionists and fitness bloggers. So I was literally surrounded by all of these accounts and articles every single spare moment. Being in a society that encourages people to conform to a certain image or to look a certain way to be attractive, I've been surrounded by all of these accounts and like beautiful people all of the time. It is very impressionable, and it does rub off very quickly. Kind of got to a point where I started looking and started labeling things as good and bad, and just only have things that I have researched really into and know that there's not just one nutritional benefit, but there's a whole list of things of how it can affect my body positively. So then I would really control portion sizes, exactly what goes into them. I stopped going out for dinners, I didn't socialise with friends. It just became an obsession, and it was all that I could think about. And the more I became obsessed, the more I just felt worse. It literally just consumed me, and I had this voice in my head all of the time that would just gradually get louder and louder as the time went on to say, what have you done? I just always had to just kind of have an ongoing conversation with this voice in my head to think, I know I'm really sorry for doing this to myself, but I will make it up to you, and I will do a lot more exercise, and I will be even better the next day, or even better my next meal. It was really self-destructive. I never felt lonelier than I did then, and I was alienating everyone around me, and all I could focus on was me and this voice. In terms of exercise, it went from 30 minutes to an hour, and that became an hour and a half and 2 hours a day. If I'd eaten anything like a slice of cake, I'd make it 2 hours and a half or 3 hours a day. I would have my phone on me at all times, and every single page on the internet was things like kale nutritional benefits, spinach nutritional benefits. A big part of orthorexia, I guess, is that you get very, very defensive very quickly. You don't realise that things are getting out of control and it's starting to be imbalanced. And the whole time when people used to say things like that, like eat a burger, what the hell, you've got to put some meat on your bones, it only distanced me more from the people who were saying those comments, and it made me be really on edge. I put up a massive wall. There are a few instances where I came back from holiday one time and I couldn't continue the holiday because I suddenly just doubled over and nearly passed out with pain. It was at the top of my stomach. I still get them now sometimes, but it was a really, really intense stabbing pain. My head was very, very lightheaded. I couldn't see around me. Everything was really blurry. I felt really sick and nauseous. I was very panicky because at that time when that happened, it was the first time, so I had a panic attack, and I was in a foreign country, and I just think, what's going on? I think I'm dying. What is going on? Then those kind of episodes happened more and more, and it got to a point where I couldn't even go to work anymore, and I couldn't actually walk or even get out of bed. I had to be signed off work from, I think, April to September of 2014, because it got to a point where I'd try to get the tube into work and I would end up just kind of blacking out, and I just didn't know what happened. I would walk somewhere and I'd end up suddenly collapsing on the floor. Pain would get so intense that I couldn't actually breathe because I couldn't breathe through the stabbing pains. I kept going into A&E. I think I went, in the space of April to August, 6-7 times. And every time was a different test. Scans, x-rays, endoscopy, and they couldn't put a finger on it now. They still don't know what it is now. And it wasn't until that my sister had gone through it that I realised that this is seriously getting out of control now, and I really need to start looking into it and to talk to people about it. And that's kind of what led to the whole video of me filming it. It felt like such a relief afterwards to talk about it. I had so many emails of people with similar experiences, people who were going through it or who had went through something similar but they'd never spoken about it. Some people who said that videos inspired them to talk out about it and to seek help. If this could potentially even reach one person in the whole of the UK, or if someone was just come across this program and they think, this is speaking to me and this is something that I'm going through and I haven't spoken about with anyone else, and inspires them to seek help, then that would make this all worth it. If it wasn't that I'd spoken up at that point I did, I honestly didn't know how I would have gone through it and what I would have done. So I guess an update to how I am now is that I am so much better. It's a very, very long process. It's not, going to be something that could just happen in a week or so. I had to really kind of slowly train myself to start incorporating more things in my diet again. So last year was the first year that I slowly began to feel more like myself again. I started socialising again. I was laughing. I was happy. And it really wouldn't have been the case if I didn't just kind of speak and wanted to get help. All of this past year and a half, that's what I've been having more conversation myself. So previously, where I had that voice that used to always talk and get gradually louder and louder, punishing me, now it's more like, you're not going to be the voice, I'm going to be the voice, and I will tell you exactly what I want to eat, when I want to eat it, and how we're going to enjoy this meal. So every time I catch myself in kind of those little moments like that, I just give myself a very, very stern telling off and that voice to think, no, I want pizza today. I'm craving it so badly right now. Tomorrow I can have a bit healthier breakfast, but for now I'm not going to concentrate on anything but sit here with my friends and enjoy every single bite of this pizza and not feel bad about it at all. I will have what I want, I'll be full, and then I'll stop. And then maybe the next day I'll be a bit more healthier, I won't have pizza again. Just make sure it's all more balanced, and every time I think I should be doing more exercise without the pizza, I'll be like, yeah, I'll maybe go for a longer walk or so on, but I'm not going to push myself anymore to do more than my body could handle. And every time I hear that little punishing voice just kind of still whispering from time to time, I will just have that conversation with them and be like, let's just think back to how much happier you're feeling now, how many more memories you've created, and look at all of these incredible friends that you're spending your time with, that you should be so lucky to spend your time with. and just focus on that point, and slowly we're getting there. It just means the absolute world to me of talking about it and raising awareness about it could potentially help somebody else out there. I know it feels very alienating and lonely, but you are never alone. There's so many people out there who loves you and would be more than willing to help you, whether that's from your family members, from your friends, professional help. At the end of the day, going through all of this, the main thing I really wanted was to feel understood, and that somebody understands and knows what I was going through and could help me. I'm here for you, and I'll put my email down below, but seriously, if you guys need me, I will be there for you, and that is a promise. I will also leave links down below in different websites and things that talks more about it, and also ways to seek help. So if you do want to share this video, it's completely fine, then please do share those links with other people and just share that across your social media platforms, because I think it's such a good opportunity now to talk about it as much as we can in the media, and to just really make people be aware of what orthorexia is, what mental disorders are, eating disorders, and to just have that conversation to say that people are going through it. It's life, it affects people, and therefore people should know about it as well as they should with any other illness or conditions. So if there's anything I've ever asked of you guys, and I don't ask of you guys of anything ever, it's to raise awareness with me and to help me to kind of spread the word about this as much as we can. That would just mean the absolute world to me. And in the meantime, if you've got any questions for me or just wanted to chat, then please do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you're going to be watching it on Channel 4, then let me know what you think of it and how I appeared. I'm really nervous. Thank you so much for all of your time, for listening to this and for sticking around. And thank you in advance for sharing it, because you're going to share it. And I'll be talking about my reaction on how I felt about me being on TV, if I even make the cut. What happens if like I've made this massive thing about me being on TV and I get there and it's like 2 seconds? But yeah, I will film my reaction in my weekly vlog, which will be going live every Thursday, so watch out for that. And yeah, in the meantime, I hope you're all having a lovely weekend, and I shall see you on Thursday. Hugging the lot of you. You are an incredible bunch, and I am extremely fortunate to have such incredible viewers and friends. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!